What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Shaquille O'Neal, I never lead you wrong. I will never lead you wrong. Missouri American Patriot says, seems like things are getting worse every day. It depends on which side that you on. You know? Are you on the side of righteousness? Or are you on the side of ratchetness? Fidelity account hit 100K for the first time this week. Just wanted to say thank you for the inspiration. This is what Dallas Jack is saying. Just wanted to say thank you for the inspiration. Shout out to Stock Club and the Bag Chasers. Yes, we have a live stream that is coming up. I'm going to put information about that into the Patreon today. Yes, and congratulations, Dallas Jack. You deserve it. You earned it. You hustled your way up to it. Nobody did it for you. All you did was take the information that we communicate inside of the Patreon and you implemented it yourself. What up, OG Rihanna? What up, Bubbles? What up, everybody? What up, what up, what up? Yeah. Yeah. Inch High Private Eye says good afternoon from the UK. What up, UK? What up? My laugh is contagious. I try to be. I try to be. It's crazy out here, you know? To say that I am in a space, and I'm gonna read these cash apps shortly. To say that I am in a space where I can laugh, where I actually have a good time and I enjoy life. I'm not sure that there's a lot of people that can say that. You know, it's a lot of people that may not be going through the greatest times financially. They don't say that. It's a lot of people that get to where they want to be financially and then they say, oh man, I thought that money was going to make me happier. And they don't. And they don't say that. They look weird. People that get rich a lot of times, have y'all noticed that? People that get really rich, they start looking weird. They do stuff to themselves. They lose touch with something. Maybe they sold their soul with something like that. I don't know what that is. But to say that I am in my right mind, family intact, daughter is in a great space, super blessed financially, trending in the right direction when it comes to my career. I can't say that I'm complaining. I have to give myself a round of applause. I'm blessed. I am super blessed. But I do have a full show for y'all today. It is Thursday. That means that today we're going to be in the Millionaire Morning Show studios. Tomorrow we may be just chilling, just slow motion. You know what it is. Anton, did you see the TikTok Tylenol challenge? I didn't. I didn't. I did not. I'm trying to avoid anything Tylenol related because people just lose their minds. You know what I'm saying? People are absolutely losing their minds. Happy for you, AD, says Chasing Tens. Good afternoon. Anton and the Chaser said Onaka. Good morning. Terrible People Podcast is in the building. Brandon Nicholson says it's Thursday. My dog Classy says good to see y'all. Classy is the one that bought me this, y'all. This AD, the AD thing that y'all see on this, Classy Beats bought me that. So I appreciate you, Classy Beats. It's just you are that. Peter Investor, King Manasseh, K Cooper, Blackout Friday. Did you hear about the Dub app? What is the Dub app? Classic Opinion. For those of y'all that may not know, I love to interact with the chat. Rules of the chat is please don't spam it and please don't get overly disrespectful. Otherwise, we gotta. But other than that, we love opposing opinions. We love different perspectives. We love all of that. So shout out to y'all. The economy is up. I agree. Megan just went off. Taking tomorrow off, trying to use up these PTO days before the year to end. I feel you, Osriel. Bag chasers, you look. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Lex, please, says, you look very nice this morning, AD. Skin is skinning. I got a thing for compliments, Lex. Don't you do that to me. Don't you give me. Don't you do that to me, Lex. No. You know you one of my new favorites, right? You know you one of my new favorites, right? Listen, man. My entire life, I had to fight. My entire life, Lex, I had to fight. Entire life had to fight. Keisha said I gotta let the gray come back in. Why would I let the gray come back in? I love the way that I rock out right now. I'm not ready for that. If I let the gray get back in, you're gonna catch a flight. Don't make you catch a flight, but don't you give me them compliments now, Keisha. You know how I feel about compliments. You know how I feel about compliments. I don't know what it is. When women give me compliments, I'm not gonna cap because I'm just an open book, and so that's the way. Oh shoot! Look at what's going on out here in these streets. Okay. Y'all may see Lex tonight on After Hours. All right. Y'all may see Lex tonight on After Hours. Okay. Let me take a sip of water. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Women are the best at compliments. I can't lie. I can't lie. Osriel, you know it. You know it. You know it. Let me change the vibes in here. Let me change the vibes. I like orange. I like orange. Orange is a good color. All right. So y'all ready to get started with the show? Hey, I got some good news this morning. I sold my preseason tickets. I don't go to preseason games for the NBA. I know we got over 1,000 people in here right now, so we're about to go ahead and get started with the show. I sold my preseason tickets. All right, let me do a couple updates, life updates for you guys. Not real updates. Oh, the property that I just recently talked to y'all about in the Patreon. We pretty much there. All approvals, everything is there. We recently got all of the appliances in, so everything is looking beautiful. I'm gonna show y'all the two new. We building houses with 3-car garages now. All right. So the latest properties that I also showed y'all. Remember when I was showing y'all some of the stuff I bought at the tax auction, and I was buying a couple properties. There was a half-acre piece. Well, we building 3-car garage properties on those. So I'm gonna give y'all an update. I'm gonna give y'all an update on that on the Patreon. So we'll talk about that. But that's not what we're gonna live stream about. That's not what we're gonna live stream about. But I also sold. I was telling y'all before. Let me see. I was telling y'all before, and I remember it was some Dusties, but I was giving some insight on, what it cost me to buy Pistons tickets and stuff like that. And then I recently found, because I listed my preseason tickets from the Pistons, and I listed them for sale because I don't go to preseason games. And I didn't know they was going to sell that fast. Like preseason games. I really wasn't, I didn't expect for preseason games to sell. And then I'm like, yo, they sold. Yep, they sold. And they sold for a crazy amount too. I couldn't believe it. For preseason, it seemed like it was pretty crazy. But that just also tells me that there's a lot of people out here getting money too. And they to the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? And they sold for $900 a piece. Now, I don't like the fees. They charge me $90 per ticket sold. I don't like the fees, but they sold for $900 a piece. And I'm like, $900 a piece for preseason tickets? Y'all buying them for... Y'all really want to be in the mix, huh? Couldn't believe it. So, yeah, that's good news. Got an extra $1,600 to do something. Go and trick it off. Maybe I'll go to the spot. So that's cool. But the reason that I'm telling y'all that is because I was telling y'all about the hack, right? Remember I was telling y'all about the hack? Some of y'all was around at that time. Some of y'all may be new. Yeah, so it's a hack that comes along with it. You don't necessarily spend the entire amount. You just kind of front the money up front, and then you start to figure out what you want to go to, what you don't want to go to, what you want to give to friends and family. I probably go to maybe 10 games, maybe 10 out of 41 games this year. Maybe if I'm in town, and then the rest of them, you figure it out from there. So, all right. But then what I also found out was that it's a lot of people like NBA players buy for their girls to come in, or other teams may purchase your tickets to have executives sit in there or whatever like that. So it's a lot that come in for that. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. What else was I going to update y'all on? It was something else I was going to tell y'all about. I don't remember. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications. B. Baker says, people think if you get rich, you'll stop working. What else is you supposed to do? I can't see it. I think that getting rich is a mindset, and then it just translates into the things that you do on a regular basis. I personally can't ever see myself not working. I would go crazy. Autistic kids are off limits, AD, unless they're dusty adults talking mess. The Tylenol thing been going on since 2008 is more gender or more genetic related. What's up, Billy? No more salt and pepper. It's okay. I'm still beautiful. Jesus Christ. Don't do that, Billy Ray. Don't do that. Maya says, what's up to the back chasers? Hope everyone is blessed. What up, Maya the mover? I appreciate you for the 20 ball. Thank you for contributing into the platform. Let me acknowledge some of the cash appers, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the show, because I want to revisit a conversation that I had the other day. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Spencer Campbell. Shout out to my dog, Spencer Campbell. I also want to give a shout out to Mike That Dude. Thank you, Mike That Dude. Rand Wilson says, for thoughts on Elon Musk's dad's allegations. What? What are y'all talking about? Did I miss something? Am I not aware of what's going on? What up to ESDC says, good afternoon, AD. Good afternoon, ESDC. Did I miss something? What's the allegations about Elon Musk's father? What's the allegations, y'all? Am I missing something? Shout out to Spencer Campbell. Shout out to Mike that dude. Shout out to Rand Wilson. Shout out to everybody that supports the platform. What's up, chat? What's the allegations? Abuse, child abuse? What kind of child abuse? Is it like nasty child abuse or is it the perceived child abuse like you can't get no whoopings child abuse? They say he has a child by his stepdaughter. Y'all sure? Are y'all just saying this or is this rumors? Because you know how rumors spread. I'm gonna do my research. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions. When people make accusations, I'm very careful. And y'all know me. I never just jump out the window and just be like, "Oh yeah, it's true. You got to get to them." I'm not that type of person. I haven't seen any credible reports to it or anything like that. I'm not that type of person, so I don't do that. Y'all said the Patreon link is not pinned to the top of the chat. All right, let me solve for that real quick. Then we'll get started with the show. I'm not gonna read too much into it until I find out more about it, and then when I find out more about it, then I'll make an assessment from there. But I'm not gonna jump out the window on that. Let me put the link in the description, pinned to the top of the chat, because I know a lot of y'all trying to tap into the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to rock out with the bag chasers, going in the group, going in the direction that you're supposed to be going in. I see you. All right. Are we also doing? Are we also doing the 1 million watch? Are we also watching to see where we get, how far we are away from 1 million subscribers? I want to update on that before we get started with the show, because once we rolling, we rolling. All right. I'll give y'all an update on that. Let me show you what we're working with. Where are we at? There we go. All right. So we are officially roughly 30,030 subscribers away from 1 million on the Anton Daniels channel. Bitcoin Brown, I need to update my numbers. I need to update the site. So send me a text message this afternoon after the show, and then we need to update the site. All right, because we got some changes that we need to make. You know me. I send the check, and we gonna take it. We gonna get there. What's up, Chris? Appreciate you for holding me down. You're one of the most loyal people I know. Let me see. So we growing at about 122,000. It goes up every day. This is crazy. I don't even know why people like me. But we about 30K away. Let's just say 30K away. We 30K away. 122,000 per 28 days. We doing about 77 million views per 28 days, and we doing about 3.1 million watch hours every 28 days. All right. Okay. Don't call me beautiful. You know how I feel about when. Hold on, let me see something. Oh, you calling Kay Cooper beautiful? All right. You got one more chat for the day, and then that's it. So use it wisely. Use it wisely. You got one more. There's one more chat for the day, so use it wisely. You know what I'm saying? Flamethrower, are you going to do a giveaway when you hit 1 million subscribers? What should I give away? What up, Mika? Mika in the building. What up, Chris? Mika in the building. Mika said, blessings, AD. Have a beautiful day. And hey, chat, y'all can catch Mika tonight. Y'all can catch Mika tonight on After Hours. Latrell in the building says, what up, though? Thank you, Latrell. Chris, your addiction love says, AD, what's up with baby something? M baby be there tonight. I don't know what that means. You got to clear that up for me. Billy Ray says, when is the beer coming to NY? When? Y'all want me in NY? I could come through to NY. You know I love going to New York. Low key, I love coming to New York on the low. I love coming to New York. What do y'all want me to give away? Once you get to 800K on the algorithm pushes you hard. Give away a MacBook Air, sign merch. What else y'all talking about? What would I give away? Coaching call, new iPhone, MacBook Air, free coaching call. Tesla would be crazy. Y'all want me to give away a Tesla? No, I ain't got no money. A car giveaway? Now y'all know I ain't got no money. I'm not giving away no video game either. You know me, I don't believe in giving y'all things that's gonna enable y'all to miss something. Give away a house? Give away lunch. MacBook Air. Y'all want me to give away Molly? No, y'all can't have no Mollies. Car giveaway. $1,000. Visa gift card. Is that something y'all would want to be a part of? A car, a Rolex, the 911. Nah, I know you done lost your mind. A year's membership in the Bag Chasers. Give me a second. Let me call my accountant and see whether or not y'all always trying to spend my money. I don't like that. Cause I don't know if I will be able to get. Maybe I could do a raffle, but Jesus, you know the way my bank account is set up, it ain't right. And mute myself. All right. You ask. My accountant said the way my checking and savings is looking like. All right, so this is what we gonna do. Before we get started with the show, this is what we gonna do. Um, let's see what we got here before we get started with the show. Let's do. Mm. All right, so this is what I think I'm gonna do. This is what I think I'm gonna do. I'm working it out as my in my mind as I'm figuring it out. All right. So what I think I'm gonna do is this. I think I might do it as a raffle, but mm, all right. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. We gonna do it as I gotta put it together this weekend, so I'm gonna work with your car to do it, and I'm gonna work with my team to do it also. So this is what we'll do. We'll do a Tesla giveaway. All right. And this is how we gonna play it. This is how we gonna play it. It's not gonna be a raffle for everybody though. It's only gonna be a raffle for people that's not a bag chaser. All right. So if you are an active bag chaser and Patreon member, you are automatically entered into it. Now, obviously, we give away way more than $1 million worth of game on the Patreon. So that goes without saying. But you are still going to have to insert your name into whatever this is, right? So if you're a bag chaser, you automatically enter. All right. But you got to be an active bag chaser. I mean, you got to be an active watcher because you have to be listening to what we're talking about right now. Now, if you're a bag chaser, by default, you get an entry into it. I'm working this out in my mind. All right. I'm working this out in my mind as I do it. If you're not a bag chaser, then I'm going to do it as a raffle. All right. I'm going to do it as a raffle. And the raffle will be, I got to figure out how much the tickets is going to be. How much should the tickets be? If it's, how much, y'all tell me, chat. This is y'all. Y'all coming up with this. Y'all asked for this. And so we're going to figure it out together before the show. How much should the tickets be? How much should the tickets be if it's a raffle if you're not a bag chaser? It's whatever y'all say it should be. $100, $5 to $10, 109. No, cause I don't want to. I don't. It can't be like no $100. I don't want it to be 50. All right, so this is what we'll do. Raffle tickets will be $10. No more than 10. All right, no more than 10. I don't want them to be any more than 10, and I don't want it to be a million entries. You know what I'm saying? So raffle tickets will be $10, and even if you a chaser, if you want more than one entry into it, then you'd have to buy additional raffle tickets. I think that that's reasonable, right? So raffle tickets will be $10. We're not gonna make it more than $10. All right. We're not gonna make it more than $10. All right. So raffle tickets will be $10. If you're a bag chaser, you automatically enter. If you want additional entries, then you can do that. But I'm a limited. I'm gonna limit it. Okay. You cannot buy more than 10 raffle tickets because listen, I don't need anybody spending a bunch of money trying to do this. I don't want people spending $500, $1,000, $2,000. That's not what this is. This is me showing appreciation, but then the way that my checking and savings is set up, you know what I'm saying? So this ain't no cash grab. This has to be just on some AK. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You want more chances to win, but then at the same time, I don't want people, you know, I gotta make sure that I limit it. All right. So this is what we gonna do. We gonna do a limit. Friends, don't sit here and hold me accountable. Y'all asked for this. I never said this. I never said that we should do this at all. We're gonna do a limit to the amount of tickets that you can buy. You can only buy 10 if you buy tickets. We're going to do a $10 per ticket. If you're a bag chaser, you got to be active and you got to automatically enter. So we're going to figure out a way to verify that, and we're going to put it all together over this weekend. And then we're going to do a giveaway for the Tesla. Now, this is also what I'm thinking can happen, all right? Then I'm going to give you all the option. Do you want the car or do you want the... Nah, I want to do the car. Let's just do the car. Because I was going to say, hey, either you can take the car or you can take the cash. But I want to do the car. I'm going to do the car. So we going to limit it. I don't want nobody to be able to buy more than 10 tickets. And come on, y'all. Let's just do this the right way. Let's not make it more than it has to be. I don't want this to be a big thing on some people crashing out and all of that type of stuff. We're going to figure out how to make it fair. We're going to figure out how to make it right. And we're going to work on it and we're going to put it together. All right. So we're going to give away a Tesla. And should I do a Tesla? Now I'm thinking. Now I'm trying to figure it out. Should we do a Tesla? Yeah, we should do a Tesla. So we'll give away a Tesla. And we'll give it away maybe around Christmas time. So we'll do it around Christmas time. We'll give away the Tesla. You can't buy any more than 10 tickets. Tickets won't be only going to be about $10. And then if you're a bag chaser or you're a Patreon member, you active, you automatically get an entry into it. All right? All right? All right. So that's it. That's what we're going to rock out with. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. That's what we going with. All right. The charger comes with it. If it don't come with it, I'll buy the charger with it. So how much is this Tesla? $35,000? Oh, that's $35,000 after savings. So what is it before savings? 42? 43,000 plus taxes. So it's about 43,000. All right. So 43, probably throw a couple options on there, maybe $45,000. So it'd be $45,000. All right. So it'll be a $45,000 giveaway. And I'll get that away and we're going to figure out how to get that to y'all before Christmas. That way on Christmas morning, you got the red bow, you get your Tesla, and then we can rock out. All right. Y'all asked for this. Y'all brought this up. This wasn't my idea. Don't come to me talking about Anton came up with a raffle. No, I didn't. I interact with the chat. The chat asked me to do a giveaway, a raffle as a result of reaching to this and all of this and celebration. So this is how we going to rock out. All right. You can email me, micronutrient choice. You can email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. Now, so we going to do this for the first time. If it goes well, then maybe we'll consider doing it again. If it's a disaster and I don't feel like doing it no more, then I'm not going to do it no more. All right. Can it be long range? Yeah, I think it's going to be long range. Yeah, it should be long range. It should be long range. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to go ahead and get started for the show. This is the Millionaire Derailment Show. That's really what it is. 392Q says, powerful peace and Pan-Africanism. Morning, brother AD. Are we covering the TSU rampage on a white man starting wanting to debate? Yep, that's the first video I'm going to show y'all today. I'm going to revisit that. Tia Marie says, hey, AD, love you. Keep being great. What up, Tia? What up, Tia Marie? I love you too. Chris, your addiction love says, my bad, bro. Will my baby be there tonight? I don't know who your baby is. All of them is gorgeous. Blueprint Tony says, what's good, gang? What's good, Blueprint Tony? What's happening? Tay Biz TV says, what up, though? AD in the chat, working and listening. Shout out to Tay Biz. I appreciate you, bro, for the 20 ball. No more excuses came through with the 50 ball. Said, what up, though? Here to support. Y'all stop looking for a handout and learn how to grind. Road to 7 figures. Shout out to my dog. No more excuses. I appreciate you, bro. First in line for a coaching call. Shout out to Manny. We starting that in October. Jay Thomas says, have you seen where Laura Loomer was trolling Jasmine Crockett, but the left called it racist? You got to see. I haven't seen it. Send it to me. Email it to me. Carmela Ella says, good morning, AD. Looking very handsome this morning. Mwah. Skin is glistening. Give away some Teach Hanley for your big 1 million. We're going to go big this time. What's up, Miss Sanchez? Good morning. Why do I see What's up, Miss Sanchez? That's my girl. Shy Guy says, if buying in 2026, new Tesla or BMW, I like comfort, but the style is cool too. We stand American over here. I'm giving away only American vehicles. What up to Brown Girl in America says, giveaway day with AD or a paid trip to the meetup. Y'all can come and meet me. Just get a ticket. Go be a bag chaser and come kick it with me. Eric Wealth Harris says, a Tesla? I have to pay off my tickets. What up, Eric? Manny Plays PC says, make them pay what the chasers pay, 15. Nah, we just going to keep it at 10. We're going to keep it G. DJ Ace Production says, many content creators are doing this. None. How many content creators are doing this? None. Anton, you a class act. What do people ask? When the people ask, I got to get the people what they want. Nichelle says, I can't thank you enough for this community, the information and the love. The bag chasers embody truly a gift. Thank you, AD. What's up, Nichelle? What's up? All right, y'all. We got to get started with the show. Make sure y'all hit a like. I appreciate everybody. Hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. All right. So I want to revisit a conversation that I was having the other day. And I think it was yesterday that we talked about this. And this is at TSU. All right. TSU. Now, I have no clue how many HBCUs exist. I have no clue how many HBCUs are actually on an up and up. But as you can see in the cover photo of this video, the young man has a screwdriver. He has a screwdriver now in this video, because when I reviewed it, when I just played it really quickly yesterday, I didn't know that it was going to be a viral moment. But basically, this young white man was looking to have conversations and debate on the campus of Tennessee State University, which is an HBCU. And when he pulled up to Tennessee State University, I'm pretty sure that he anticipated some pushback, but I'm not sure if he anticipated a practically a riot. Now, I'm going to also give you guys the response from Tennessee State University and what they had to say about it. But before I get into that, let's go ahead and review a little bit of this footage so you guys can see what a real sundown town or a sundown campus looks like.
Like, what would happen? Hey, you can't don't do that. Come on. Yo. Oh, you better not, boy. You better not. Okay.
First things first, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the culture. I'm disappointed in the community. I'm disappointed in the amount of black wife beaters, wave caps, pajamas, sandals, white socks, and aggression that I see from these young people that are supposed to be the future of America and college students. I'm very disappointed. The amount of aggression that people want to get into a brawl is crazy. It's crazy. I just can't believe it. I mean, I can believe it because I'm watching it and I know what the culture is like because I was raised in it, but it doesn't mean that it makes it right. They can't wait to scrap with you. They can't wait to get into a brawl with you. They want you to grab your sign back so they can beat the dog spit out of you. You know, there's people that sit there and say that we are crazy, that our community, the bag chasers, the people that watch this show, the people that may agree with me more often than not, and that we need to make sure that we have civil debate, reasonable conversations to remove the violence. Do you know that there's people that literally call me a BITC? Boop. They call me that. They literally call me this. Why does he have a screwdriver and he's acting like he's contemplating what to do with the screwdriver? Why is he doing that? Why? Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? Now, let me tell all of my white people that is watching this right now that may like what it is that we do over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. I would like to remind you guys that us black people that have woken up and divested ourselves from the Democratic plantation or have made it out the hood, most of us, a lot of times, don't even feel safe in environments that we was raised in. We can't go back to the hood either the same way that y'all think that we can. Y'all think that we just get a pass just because of the color of our skin? No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't. We don't. I would have you to believe that I think that I would probably get treated worse than this young man. His name is, let me give him a little bit of credit, Cam Higbee. I think that we as black people, if I would have pulled up with a red hat on that said, "Make America Great Again," then I would probably get treated worse than this young man right here. That's just the facts. It's just the facts. It just is what it is. We're no safer than you. We are so we are all in the same boat as Americans. This is not a black person, white person issue. This is an ignorant, demonic, evil culture versus righteousness issue. And I am very much going to continue to have this conversation, regardless of how many people get aggravated at the fact that I continue to call out degenerate behavior. I'm going to call out a bunch of degenerate behavior in every single video that we talk about, except for maybe one where we're talking about the money. But I am 100% going to call out the degenerate behavior. These people have parents that are just like them. What you are seeing on college campuses across America is people who were raised like hooligans. It's out of control. They can't control their emotions. And they stand there with a screwdriver acting like they want to stab somebody.
We're going to do like a little end live pre-game or post-game situation here. We have 500 people watching.
We got 500 right here.
This is the future of America, ladies and gentlemen. The educated, the woke, the liberal. These are the ones that voted for Kamala Harris. They're your future fraternity members, sorority members, community organizers. They're your mayors, your governors, your diversity, equity, and inclusion. They are the ones that are going to be your social workers, your administrators, your therapists, maybe even a doctor or two in there, right? Also going to be the ones that are your children's baby daddies and mamas. They are the ones that are going to be on TikTok and, they're going to be the social media influencers. They may be the person at the receptionist desk, or it could be a person that's over the phone handling your recent case. There could be a banker. They could be a customer service representative. It could be anything. But the fact of the matter is, this is the future of Black America. This is the educated version of it. We're not even talking about the uneducated version of it. We're not even talking about the people that choose not to go to college. This is Tennessee State University in the flesh. This is what they keep trying to tell us that we should send our children to. They are trying to tell us I looked at my daughter's college things, like what she was applying to college. And I seen a couple of HBCUs on there. And I said, let's see, what is this doing on here? She said, oh, no, it's just a bunch of lists. She was like, me and my friends put together a list. It's not necessarily what I'm going to apply to yet. And then the ones that she actually applied to, none of them was on there. And I'm very thankful for that because it's important for her to continue to be raised in the admonition of her father. She said, Dad, I'm not going out of state anyway. I said, I thought you knew. I ain't want you to waste your time. You know what I'm saying? I thought you knew. I thought you knew. Just stay local. Come on home. Get some good breakfast. Me and your mama's going to be waiting for you when you get home. Let's stay local. This is where they want us to send our children. This is what they keep trying to tell us that is waiting for us as far as great education, strong networks, the best of the best.
You're watching.
Look. Whoa. This is insane. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
This is the other TSU, Tennessee State University, y'all. Don't worry, I'm going to show you the statement from Tennessee State.
Pretty close.
Well, I think the Fearless tour definitely made an impact.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Did somebody just throw something in our car?
Arrest.
They just try to hit the car. My gosh.
I think Horace is still out there trying to make sure the car is safe.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, officers.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not even sure that my daughter is going to college. Let me call her. Because this is ridiculous. I need to know. Oh, she in school. I'll be calling her like she ain't in school. Never mind.
Hey!
Yeah, they threw a drink up top.
Oh my gosh, they threw a drink up top. Yeah, we got this all live. I'm posting this directly after so everyone can see exactly what happens.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
Turn up a lot.
All right, guys, we are out of here. We'll see you later from the Fearless Tour gang.
Are they gonna block me in here now?
I think that might be what they're trying to do. They're intentionally blocking us.
They're blocking us. Here comes the cop. I'm not going to end it now, I guess. I'm not going to end it now, I guess. We've got more stuff. They're hitting the car.
I thought they wanted us to leave.
They're hitting the car. We're trying to leave, and they're telling us to leave, and they don't want us to leave, I guess. Hey! They are still hitting the car.
That's okay. Bring in the How is this a university?
Look, they're intentionally blocking us. They want us to leave, but they don't want us to leave.
It's like the biggest conundrum of all time. They're still hitting the car. This is wild. It's like a zombie apocalypse or something, man. Like they're... Oh, wow. They're still hitting the car. Whoa! That was loud.
The police can't even get no control of these animals.
Do this the whole way out of here. Oh, here we go.
Just go
police.
direction, David. David, just go straight.
No.
They do not debate with their ideas, guys. They just... whoa. Yeah, we're gone now. We are gone.
So, with that being said, I would like to present to you Exhibit B. All right. This is Tennessee State University's statement. Tennessee State University says this. All right. Y'all ready? Today, a group of individuals unaffiliated with Tennessee State University appeared on campus without prior notice. Goes on to say, in accordance with the university policy, any demonstration or protest activities requires advance approval and permitting. Now, I don't think that they were protesting or demonstrating, but for the sake of conversation, let's just say, okay, cool. So you need proper permitting and approval, and they didn't do it. All right, cool. Let's continue. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from university grounds without incident. Now we starting to get into the weeds a little bit. I don't know about the without incident part, but this is the part that took me away. At all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner. The safety and well-being of our students, faculty, and staff remain our highest priority. TSU will continue to uphold university policies and ensure that campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment for all members of our. I want y'all to highlight that. They should have put that in caps. Our community. It's only going to be safe, welcoming, and orderly for members of their community because you are not welcome. As much, and this is why I keep having a conversation about white apologists, because white apologists are probably the most misinformed, wanting to be a part of the crew type of people that I've ever seen in my entire life. What y'all don't understand, which I'm not advocating for you guys to be racist, what I am doing is having a conversation about the importance of you knowing what you are defending and what you are getting yourself into. Black people that are racist, black people that see you, even from a respectful perspective, if you try to approach them and have a debate, they don't mess with you. I know that's hard to believe. I know you think you're going to get invited to the barbecue. I know you think that you cool and that you the exception. I know it's a girl on TikTok, and she a white girl, and she keep on saying, because she from Detroit. Yeah, I'm from the real Detroit or whatever, and I belong here. And so she try to show her ghetto side and all of that, and she go at every single other white person that is from Detroit. They get some level of visibility, and she hate them very, very much. And I don't remember her name, and it doesn't even matter because I try to skip by, and I don't know how to block people. Like I don't know how to prevent myself from seeing certain people's content, on TikTok. I'm not a TikTok professional, but it is what it is. But the point that I'm trying to tell you is this, is that you may think that they mess with you, but they don't. And in the same way that you think that you are advocating for them, they are advocating against you. And if at any point they had the opportunity to take you out or prevent you from getting an opportunity in order to make sure that they win, or somebody that they know that's not even qualified for the position to win, you out. You out. You'll never, ever, ever be able to negotiate with people that are hateful, because it is always going to be selective outrage. They do not care about you. The game will never be fair as far as whether or not they're going to play it, and they willing to kill you and take you out without any questions, even if you try to prove to them that you are one of them. You will never be one of them. I will never be one of them. I will never be accepted. They will never look at me as an ally. I could switch every single talking point to align with what it is that they rocking with, and they don't even like themselves. And that's the part that you don't understand. They don't mess with each other. They eat their own. They kill their own. They destroy their own. They are not supportive of people that are similar to them. Yo, what up? What you need? Wall Lake has a water main break? You are you I'm on a live stream, you know that, right?
Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. But okay, so the favor was, no, go ahead. What was you going to say?
No, I just said I'm on a live stream, so I don't know if you don't want to give me no pertinent information.
No, I don't. But yeah, so they got a water main break, and call me back when you get a chance.
All right, let me take you off. Hold on. So what's up? So what you need? Yeah, I can get you. How long you need? Let me see. Give me a second. Yeah, I should be. When do y'all need it? All right. When I get off the live stream, I'll call my guy. He'll hook you up. And yeah, I got you. Don't worry about that. I'll take care of y'all. All right. Bye. All right. All right. Older Dread said, I hate when mother effers answer their phone during a live. I don't care. When my mama call me, I'm going to answer the phone. What you on? Listen, it ain't nobody, not one person in this live stream that is in this whole live stream right now over my mom. Ain't not one person that's on this live stream more important than Mama Daniels. So I don't know what you on. I don't know what you smoking. If I see my mother calling, I don't care if I'm in a live stream. I don't care if I'm asleep. I'm answering the phone. That may bother you, but go watch somebody else's live then. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to answer the live every single time. I don't care what I'm talking about. You crazy? You smoking crack, boy? Mama Duke's always going to be able to get grace. What you smoking, nigga? Anyways, that is what happened at T. And the chat already know that I answer the phone. I make phone calls all throughout my live. Actually, the chat and phone call, people that I call on a phone call, is just a part of the show. That's a part of what we do, baby. Hey, you know what you got the bad problem? You think that I work for you. I don't. I don't. I don't work for you. You know what's so funny about that? Because you read it. You said every phone call from your mom could be the last time you get to talk to her. I just told my daughter, honest to God, on my father's grave, I just told my daughter that today. Because she was calling me on her way from, it's like a, not co-op, but it's like a, you know how in JROTC used to go off campus? Except she goes off campus to go to cooking classes and stuff like that, right? In the beginning of the day. And then she goes to regular school after that. And she was aggravated at something that was going on. And I said, I love you. And then she didn't want to say it back because she was still mad. And I wouldn't give her what she wanted. And I said, Leslie, let me tell you something. I said, the last time that I talked to my father, the very last thing that I said to my father is I said, I love you. Then he said, I love you too, man. I love you. I love you so much. That same afternoon, I never spoke to him again. And I told my daughter, I said, listen, Leslie, let me tell you something. I said, I don't want you to tell me you love me because I'm saying I love you back or I'm loving you first. I said, I want you to understand that you don't know what's going to happen throughout the day. And life happens to everybody, so be very careful, because the one thing that I don't regret is that I had such a close relationship with my father before he passed away. And so she hung up the phone anyway without saying I love you. I'm going to keep it 100. She hung up the phone anyway because she was aggravated and I wouldn't call her out of school and all of that stuff, right? And then she called me back before my live stream, right before I went on my live stream, and she said, Dad, I want to apologize. I said, what? Apologize for what, Les? And she said, because I had a bad attitude today and I didn't say I love you. And she said, I got in my feelings and I'm so sorry. And she said, I love you so much. I just was feeling some type of way about what was happening in school this morning. I said, oh, that's okay. I love you too, baby. And then we got off the phone. So for me, you know, it's important for me to show the people that is closest and meaningful to me. And it's funny that you said that. It's important for me to show the people that's closest and meaningful to me that right now, in the present, you are important to me. I do it on the live stream. I say it to y'all all the time. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I like to interact with the chat because I truly do feel that way. I'm truly appreciative. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I ain't even just talking about me. Your life could change tomorrow. Your life can change tomorrow. It's plenty of bag chasers. I remember when we went to Vegas and somebody couldn't make it out of their hotel room. Shout out to my girl. I'm not going to say your name. I know you be watching this every day. And I left my meetup early to go back and meet them at their hotel. And me and Rita sat there and we laughed and we played and we talked with her and her husband all night because they were in a medical situation and they couldn't get out of their hotel room. And now they reach out to me and they say, man, that was one of the most meaningful times of my life. You just don't know. You don't know. You don't know. I love people in real life. I love people in real life. So, anyways, you know who I'm talking about. See, you know. You already know. I love people. That's why I don't pay no attention to what people be saying on the internet. Anybody could say anything in the internet, but people know me in real life. In real life. I done paid people's rent, paid people's funerals. I done funded people's businesses. I done flew to people's homes, prayed for them. I give to the homeless on a regular basis. Man, listen. Life be lifing for people. Life be lifing for people. All right, y'all. I paid the person's GoFundMe to shore it up. I didn't even know who they was. I didn't even know if they was what they was. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. I'm gonna read the super chats. Let me read the super chats. I'm gonna go on to the next part of the show, and then we'll read the super chats. I want to go and revisit this Kamala Harris conversation. So obviously, you guys know she's been on tour, and part of her tour is her book. So she's been promoting her book. It's called 107 Days. I can't lie, it seems pretty interesting. I know that, a lot of y'all don't necessarily care for Democrats or liberals and all of this stuff. I'm not a Kamala Harris fan, but based off of how she's been, I think she's been doing a great job. I think that, listen, I know that this is going to sound crazy coming from me because it's always supposed to be up and scorched earth. If you identify as a Republican or conservative, you're not supposed to give anybody credit that's liberal. You're not supposed to be objective when it comes to looking at issues. You only supposed to be angry and mad at them the whole time. I'm not that type of person. I have an opinion. I think that everything that they do as far as what they try to push to us from a voter's perspective is wrong. However, I'm able to objectively separate the issues from the person. And I believe that Kamala Harris is doing an incredible job marketing her book. I think she's working it. She's going from all of the podcasts. She's been on The View. She's been with MSNBC. She's pulled all of the favors of the people that she did interviews with during her campaign. And I think that her book is probably going to sell well. And I've even been intrigued about it. I'm tempted to buy it so that I can read it. I would never read it without buying it because I still believe in doing the right thing. But I think that she's doing a really good job in promoting her book. Anyways, neither here nor there. She appeared on The View. And she were having conversations with the ladies, with the lunch ladies on The View. And she was talking about several different issues. One of which is the fact that somebody on The View asked her, I think it was Joy Behar, asked her, and she says, I think you lost because of sexism and racism. And she had an answer for that. And so I want to present that to you guys. I think it's around 3 minutes or something like that. Let me see. Was it 3 minutes? Let's just play the whole thing. Why not just play the whole thing?
To me. That's true. Well, it's hi guys.
Hey,
hi.
Hi. This is just wild to have you here today.
Yeah,
It's just wonderful to see you.
it's good to be with you guys. Thank you.
Because it's been almost a year since the election.
Yes.
We're going to get into everything that's been going on since. You look good.
Wait a minute. This ain't the clip. This is not the clip. Let me go and find the clip. Let me find it. View. Let me find the actual clip. Was it yesterday that she was on the show? Let me see. For broadcast. Nope, it wasn't that one. Kamala Harris. This is it. Let me get the right clip, the right thing. I'm going to pull the full episode and play that one instead of playing this particular clip. Such lunch lady music.
Of why people take Tylenol. It's been around.
Yeah. And they sell it in Cuba, so he's wrong.
You know, like the different perspectives of a moment. And that's when Doug,
maybe many of us had thought, what was going through your mind?
trauma during the book was probably one of the most.
Any of you was your thought.
And my felt over and over again is my.
Yeah. We all agree.
No,
So,
but we want to think about this.
Yeah.
The month that enough the history of voice.
I think that a lot of it is about.
All right, here we
About
go.
what that experience is.
You know, a lot of people, I'm included, and President Biden also, think that a lot of it is about racism and sexism. And those are the reasons that you really lost, not because of the time thing. What do you say to that? Do you think this country will ever elect a woman president? In my lifetime, probably not.
I beg to differ. I believe that we will. And listen, you know this, and I've been honored to be on this show many times and talk with this esteemed group. Every office I've held, I've been the first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Usually the first woman, and then often the first woman and the first person of color. Mm-hmm. The only time actually I was the second when I was the second black woman ever elected to the United States Senate in its hundreds of years history. So I'm not naive. Race and gender do play a factor in some people's minds about how they vote. But my history tells me, because I have been the first in all of those, that people ultimately want to know that this is the best person to do the job, and that's their focus, and that's how I've always run. I've never run as a woman or as a person of color.
But you and Hillary
I have run
Clinton-
because I believe I'm the best to do the job.
Hold on, let me go.
I 100% agree with the fact that she 100% stopped her in her tracks and checked her and kind of gently. I think she handled that question beautifully, 100%. Again, and I'm not a Kamala Harris fan. I would never vote for her for any particular office. I want to check out some of the book and maybe read some of the book because I like to get different views from different perspectives. And maybe it's something that I can draw from it that either I can A, use it for content, or B, just understand how other people think. Because again, I don't operate in an echo chamber, and I don't only talk to people that agree with me or people that see and think the same way that I do. I also want to get it from different people's perspectives. But she's right on that. Maybe not about the fact that she's the best person for the job, because I know for a fact that America got it right in electing Trump. However, she's right. I think that most people vote, and most people voted because they felt like Donald Trump, which he was and is the best person for the job. I think that if you had seen Kamala Harris get elected, then we would be looking like Paris right now. Overrun, graffiti over every single building, completely liberal, and having immigrants and illegal migrants taking over our entire country. And it's good that she said that because it gets away from the victim Olympics that comes along with people, liberals in particular, especially these women on The View, thinking that people only voted the way that they voted because they are racist or they're sexist. Okay, so wait a minute. If you win, then that means that you are the best and you just outclassed all of us. But if you lose, then that means that you only lost because most of us are racist or sexist, one or the other, or both. So we didn't pay attention to the job that they did when they was in office and she was the border czar. We never paid attention to the fact that her policies was piggybacking off of Trump's with the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. We never paid attention to the fact that she was insulting black men by only offering us weed and trees on the federal level to be legalized, even though most of us don't really care anything about that. We never paid attention to the fact that she was unavailable and hidden and had no say-so and no conversations, and she advocated more during her time in the White House for the alphabet community, especially in African countries, than she did on issues that happen here in the United States of America. We didn't pay attention to none of this stuff. Like, we just ignorant. We only care about whether she's a woman or whether or not she's black and Asian. And I can appreciate that Kamala Harris shut that down from the women on The View. Being objective, whether I like her or I don't like her, whether I was going to vote for her or don't vote for her, stop trying to use this racism trope, this sexism trope, and trying to justify whether or not the person was the best person for the job. We tired of it. We are so tired of the victim Olympics. I don't like it. I don't like it.
We're coming right back with more with Kamala Harris. Question.
Madam Vice President, before the election, 2/3 of Americans felt that the country was on the wrong track, according to an NBC poll. On issues like the border, cost of living, the perception of crime, 43% of Americans felt like Joe Biden's policies had personally hurt them. Understanding that many people saw you as an extension of Joe Biden, were there glaring warning signs that when there's only two options to vote on that you missed going into Election Day?
You know, I write about it, as you all know, in the book, and I know that's probably the first chapter you read is my chapter on The View. But it really, the book is about a reflection. And that day in that interview, for me, really was symbolic of the issue. It did not create the issue, but it was symbolic of the issue, which is that I'm a loyal person. And I didn't fully appreciate how much people wanted to know there was a difference between me and President Biden. I thought it was obvious. And I didn't want to offer a difference in a way that would be received or suggested to be a criticism. And you know, in the campaign, full time I was pointing out the differences. My theory of the case was we need to bring costs down. We're going to extend the child tax credit. We're going to have Medicare cover home health care for people, including people in the sandwich generation who are raising young children and taking care of their parents. It was about we're going to take on price gouging, bringing down costs. And I thought I was making the point. And I realize now that I didn't fully appreciate that how much of an issue it was.
Yeah, that President Biden was deeply unpopular. I did realize that. And during your appearance, and you write about it, you say, everything about my appearance on The View was going well until it wasn't. And if you recall, you were here 28 days before the election. And I asked you if there was anything you would have done differently than President Biden during the past 4 years. And you said, quote, there is not a thing that comes to mind, end quote. You write you had no idea, you just pulled the pin on a hand grenade. In the moment, I knew. The Trump campaign weaponized your answer against you, my question. And some, including James Carville and Jake Tapper, point to that answer as a turning point in your candidacy. Do you think that moment tipped the election?
No. No.
Good, because Sonny doesn't want to take the blame.
There was kind of a confessional happening here. No.
Solve you?
Exactly. No. There were many things. I mean, listen. I do believe one of the biggest deciders of the outcome of that election was that the American people were sick of things being so expensive.
Yes.
And wanted that the prices would come down. And that's where, this is part of why I wrote the book, which is let's remember in those 107 days what Donald Trump was talking about. Yeah. First of all, he said his number one priority.
Yeah, we got the point. Yeah, I agree with you, Austin family. So I don't think that they can get over it. I think it's a very difficult thing for them to really focus on. I do think the View interview, along with a couple of other interviews, I think she fumbled a lot of things. Aside from the fact that obviously she wasn't the best candidate for the job, aside from the fact that it's important to note that they did not run a primary, and I really thought that they thought that Biden would be able to get reelected, and then ultimately he would be able to pass on his presidency to Kamala Harris. I think that that's what the real play was. Nobody will ever be able to convince me that the real play was for them not to pass it on to Kamala Harris and make her the first woman and black president of the United States of America by Biden possibly winning the election. And you're not going to convince me that they didn't know that Biden was incompetent and he wouldn't be able to even communicate effectively or hold a sentence. I believe that that was the play. And I think that everybody was in on it. Nothing that you can say to tell me differently. Everybody was in on it. And, it was a lot of things that she did during her campaign that was absolutely stupid. Donald Trump had went on Joe Rogan's podcast. So her play was to go on Shannon Sharp's podcast, where she could control the interview. Every single interview that she did, she made sure that she showed up late and she controlled it, and it was only going to be 15 to 20 minutes long, and she was going to be able to vet the questions before they came. I think she hired maybe the wrong campaign managers. Her going to the Boule and spending so much time with Roland Martin and them only made her even worse and more miserable, because it made it seem like that they was just caping for her and she couldn't stand up on her own. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance was always in enemy territory. They regularly did interviews with the opposition, and they didn't care. And J.D. Vance was over there like a beast. That's the real. He was the wild card. J.D. Vance was out there on a prowl. He was kicking butt. He was out there in the streets. He was debating. He was doing town halls. He was pulling up on all of the opposition networks. He was having different conversations. He was out there running amok. And so, she went on The View, and her loyalty, because she said it was no difference between her and Biden, which we believed her. And that was a part of her downfall. It was a part of her downfall. So, yeah, man, I thought that was an interesting conversation, how the lunch ladies was trying to make it seem like, oh, man, it's because everybody is sexist and racist. No, it's not because everybody is sexist and racist. It's because you just wasn't the best person for the job. Plain and simple. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to go over into the I don't want to say second part of the show. I guess second part of the show. Because, we kind of break it up into 3 segments. 2, 2, and 2. Chris, your addiction love says, my baby is Miss Sanchez. Listen, you got competition for Miss Sanchez. I ain't even going to cap. Chris, you have competition for Miss Sanchez. There's people that want Miss Sanchez tomorrow. So you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight for your love, big dog. Rayway says, he was just on Jason Whitlock talking about it right before you came on AD. Oh, dope. Shout out to Jason Whitlock. Jesse V says, organizer is my new buzzword. Organizer is your new buzzword. Smooth Artist says, Gen X keep talking smack about Gen Z, forget they're responsible for raising them. So saying Gen Z is trash speaks on Gen X failure parenting. Okay. I think they trash too. I don't, where's the fight at? Keisha says, turn 20. I turned 27 today, Keisha. Since I started investing last year, thanks to the Patreon, my portfolio is up 35. Who said I don't love black women? Who said that I don't love black women? Who said that? See, Anton, one thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get you some money. If you vigilant, if you tapping into the Patreon, link is in the description as well as been to the top of the chat, Keisha. Hey, Keisha, one thing, see, everybody else, they just there to be the court gesture and to be water waving in front of you. I'm gonna entertain you, but I'm gonna put the money, the medicine inside of the candy, and I'm gonna make sure you get some money. Keisha says she getting old at 27. You are nowhere near old. You ain't even, girl, listen. Keisha, can I be honest with you as your 27-year-old self? Keisha, I'm gonna tell you the truth, Keisha. All right. Life don't even start until you 40. I'm being honest with you. The best years of my life so far has taken place in my 40s as a 43-year-old man. I loved who I was in my 20s and 30s, especially my 30s. Every decade has become exponentially better. And maybe it's just because you make the right decisions on your way, and so things just become that much greater as you grow. Life is incredible. You don't even realize, like, man, we just scratching the surface in our 20s and our 30s. Life don't even start to just be out of control incredible into your 40s. 40s feel good. I wake up like a rock star. And everybody I know just be enjoying life. So look forward to it. Look forward to it. You got a lot of life to live ahead of you, and just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. 40s is awesome. Keisha says, I'm having a blast in my 40s. You get free. I think your 40s and 50s might be the best years of life. 40s and 50s might be the best years of your life. Straight up. I ain't even gonna cap. So it's fun, man. It's fun. It's incredible. It's very, very fun. It is so fun. Let me read some more super chats. Let's see. Nichelle says the campus looks like O Block. Janice says TSU has a 31%. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, Janice, it makes sense now. 31% graduation rate. That's it. Enough said. It makes sense now. So most of them ain't even gonna graduate. Turtle Island says harassing a black security man make me sick. AV says, do you have a video where they were actually talking to a young black man and then a girl started destroying their table? No, I don't have that one. Send it to me. Night J says, I hope Trump pulls their funding. F that mess. R Tax says, folks going to university throwing gang signs. Facts. Janice says, a student wrote that statement. Hit the bell. I got you. Well, the student is the one that's running they Twitter. Mr. Joe says, white apologists don't realize black people hate black conservatives more than white people. Facts. They want to take our head off. Safari Noble says, if this is what we as black people have to look forward to, we will be irrelevant in most industries in 25 years. Don Drell says, mama first, appreciate you, AD. Facts. AD, would you go on The View if invited? Yep, I sure would. Kamala needs to do Jubilee. Never. She'll never do that. It's crazy. Our VP was Montel Williams' little thing. Everybody is somebody thing. Every chick. All in Daphne says, selling my house this month, sitting on the profits for a while until I see where the economy goes. Wise decision? Nope. Because you should be up at least over 35, 40%, depending on if you was a part of the bag chasers. Over 100K, no car note employed. You should have been investing with us, bro. Honestly. You should have been investing a long time ago. You should have been in bed. Bro, you could have turned that 100 to 140 already. You trying to see where the economy going? Listen, man. I ain't gonna say nothing. We ran that up. We buying whole cars off of what it is that we making inside of the Patreon. I told you I will pay to get her added. Shout out to Chris. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Y'all want to go into a little bit of local crime? Y'all want to get into a little bit of local crime? All right, I'm gonna give y'all a choice. We can go to Chicago, or we can go into Mama. Y'all remember that song? Mama, Mama, I love you. Y'all remember that song? Mama. That's how we used to sing it, because it made it. The way they sung that song, it always seemed like they was crying. Let's go into Mama. I want to go into Mama. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. I want to talk about Mama. A mother, we're going to go into local news. A mother got into an argument and decided that she wanted to shoot, pow, pow, her 13-year-old son. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
And breaking tonight, police say a mother is accused of shooting her 13-year-old son during an argument that quickly escalated.
Deputies say it happened at a home on Ranch Oak Drive near the Hardy Toll Road and Bush Airport. That's where we find ABC 13's Luke Jones live. Luke, what's the latest on this?
So we're told the child is at the hospital in stable condition after suffering a single gunshot wound. As for his mother, we can roll that tape. She was actually taken into custody around 8 o'clock tonight. That shooting happening at the family home on
Yep. Fit the description.
Ranch Oak Drive.
Fit the description. Fits the description. Yep. Where is this at? Houston. This is in Houston, y'all. North Harris County, Houston. Mother decided that, son, keep talking. Keep talking. You know what? Click, clack, bang, bang. Click, clack, bang, bang. Listen, bro. Say one more word. I ain't playing little neek neek. Say one more word, bro. You see, I got the ooh-op shebang. Mama, you ain't gonna shoot me. I ain't gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Say one more word. Pow! Y'all ready to move out of Houston? You know, Houston is the new Chicago / Atlanta mixed together. Because Houston got a lot of transplants. A lot of people that's down in Houston is not really from Houston. That's what makes Houston so bad. Because Houston has good. I'm not going to cap. Houston has good. But one of the things that make the degeneracy inside of Houston so bad is that so many people from Houston or is in Houston is not really from Houston. Most people that are in Chicago are from Chicago. Most people that are in Houston are not from Houston. Houston is transplant city. I would say that Houston is more transplantational. Y'all like that word? I just made up a new word. Houston is more transplantational than, from a black culture perspective, than any other city, in my opinion. More than Atlanta, more than any city in Florida. Houston is more transplantational than any city from a black perspective. Because first of all, Houston turned into a huge black transplant city because of Hurricane Katrina. And when Hurricane Katrina hit, a whole lot of black people that was over in New Orleans, I gotta work on. I have never tried a New Orleans accent. New Orleans, baby. I gotta figure out. I gotta study in New Orleans. Give me a couple days. I'll be talking like my New Orleans people down there. I'm gonna figure y'all out. My people down there in Louisiana. A lot of people went to Houston from New Orleans and everywhere around Louisiana during Hurricane Katrina, and they never went back. They never went back. They went to Dallas. They went to Houston. I think that Houston probably got the biggest batch of them than any other city. Houston probably got the biggest batch. They spread out everywhere, but they were really concentrated in Houston and in Texas. And then you had a lot of people that was moving from Atlanta. So Atlanta had a lot of transplantational people from other cities because it was always being sold as you got to go to Atlanta, got to go there. If you black, you go to Atlanta. You black, you move to Atlanta. Black, move to Atlanta. Black, move to Atlanta. And then everybody from Atlanta got wore out in Atlanta. And that's why you see people down in Atlanta saying, I was born and raised here, because there's so many people in Atlanta that's not from Atlanta, and the people that's in Atlanta that's from Atlanta is mad at the people that's not from Atlanta that moved to Atlanta. And so then you had a lot of people that moved down to Houston from Atlanta because Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. A lot of y'all don't know nothing about Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Your husband is from NOLA and they never went back. Yep, that's right, Kirsten. That is 100% true. And then you had a lot of people moving to Texas during the pandemic because, first of all, Texas and Florida were states that never really shut down except for the initial part of the pandemic. They stayed open, they stayed popping, and then once the interest rates hit rock bottom and people were refinancing and people over in California were selling their homes for prices hitherto unknown, out of control, a lot of people from California also moved over into Texas, and all over the country people were moving down south because they didn't want to be locked in. And everybody was working from home and nobody thought that they would ever have to go back to the office. So Texas just got a mix of every worst thing that you can think of, even though they're still red. A lot of people from California is trying to move back to California, though.
Hours earlier. So here's what happened. According to Precinct 4, they say around 5:30 they got a call saying that the mom and the son were fighting each other at the home in the presence of other family members. As they were headed over to the house to deal with that, they get a second call, this one, informing them someone had been shot.
It's just going to be mom and her 13-year-old son that were pretty much, it led to a fight. It led to a verbal disturbance, and ultimately it led her to firing her handgun and striking the child.
Precinct 4 confirms tonight the 13-year-old child was not armed himself. They do say the mom is going to be charged with aggravated assault on a family member. They tell us right now the district attorney's office has already accepted that charge. They also tell us there's a history here at the house. Other calls for service involving the mother and the son. So a long track record of disturbances that culminated tonight in a 13-year-old being shot. We're live in North Harris County.
I don't know how to feel about this. So before I give y'all my conclusion on this situation, let's go over and hear exactly what the whole story is from the police.
So my name is Juan Flores, Juan.
First of all, your name is not Juan, it's Juan. I know y'all keep on trying to tell me Anton, no. The J is silent. The J is silent, Anton. No, when you pronouncing people with Mexican names, Juan, Jorge, Jesus, no, nigga, it's Jesus, George, and Juan. It's not. I'm not going for it. No, it's Jorge, Jesus, and Juan. No, nigga, it's Jesus. That's how we call it here in the United States of America. It's Jesus, George, and Juan. So, like Juwan Howard. See, I'm not crazy. Juwan Howard. It's not Juan Howard. It's Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard, the Michigan basketball player, played for Denver, ultimately came back to be the Michigan basketball coach. Juwan Howard. It's not Juwan Howard. It's Juwan Howard. So it just depends on where you from. I see J, I call J. UCJ, UCW. I'm not going for it. You see Jose, I see Josiah.
Last name Flores. I'm a captain with the Harris County Constable's Precinct 4's office. Today, at about 5:22 p.m., deputies were dispatched to a disturbance. The disturbance did involve family members, as units were en route here to the address at the 1000 block of Ranch Oak Drive. A secondary call came in about a discharge of a firearm and somebody possibly being struck. We came out here, conducted our investigation. We have at this point concluded that 2 family members were involved in a disturbance. It is going to be a mother and a 13-year-old son. During the altercation, the mom did produce a weapon and she did fire a round, striking her son. The investigation thus far, we did contact the Harris County District Attorney's Office, and they are going to be accepting aggravated family assault charges on the mother and a family member for shooting her son, who currently is in the local hospital. At this point, he is stable, but he does have a gunshot wound in his body.
Any idea what they were arguing about?
It's going to be family matters here within the home that's been brewing.
Was the son armed with anything?
At this point, no.
Where was he hit?
Probably in the leg.
I'm not going to disclose exactly where, but he was struck. He was definitely struck.
Were they the only ones in the home, the mother and the son?
There's other family members in the home.
What were they doing?
They were inside.
Sound like mama and the son
not
be
part of the
arguing a lot.
No one else was injured but the 13-year-old?
Correct, yes, sir.
What kind of firearm was it?
It's going to be a handgun.
Yep, 9mm, baby. Glock.
There has been other calls here previously.
What were those calls like?
It's a mixture of different calls here at the house.
It sounds like you don't want to be too specific about what they were fighting about, but
Correct.
generally, can you give us something?
It's just going to be mom and a 13-year-old son that were pretty much, it led to a fight. It led to a verbal disturbance, and ultimately it led her to firing her handgun and striking the child.
You said a moment ago that it was brewing, like there had been
Correct.
arguments over a period of time.
There's been previous incidents here at this house.
Involving the mother and son?
Yep.
Involving them, yes.
What will happen now?
Sound like he need to get out.
Once the DA's office takes the charge, we'll be booking her into the Harris County Jail, and ultimately it's going to be the district attorney and the judges that are going to take over the case. And
So it sounds like two things, because it's difficult for me to make or draw a conclusion right now. All right. Do I think that he should have been shot? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it's only one of 2 scenarios of how this played out. It's only one of 2 scenarios of how this played out. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the skinny on one of the 2. All right. One scenario that this played out like is that he don't have a strong father in his life. He does not have a strong father in his life. One thing that I did not hear mentioned, and I know that y'all think that y'all can raise a man to be whatever you want him to be, but I'm telling you, y'all better be very, very careful on vetting who you want to be your child's father, girl or boy. Whether you having a girl or boy, you need to be very careful that that person is going to be a participant in your child's life, and you better not be an a-hole in preventing him from being there. Because if that be the case, then you are going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to be going back and forth with a person that don't even understand. Because young men, most times, they try their fathers at some point. I did one time. I said, oh, you ain't going to talk to me. He said, what you say? I said, nothing. Oh, man. Now, you know, I know you've been mouthing off a little bit to your mama, but you better watch your mouth. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Problem solved. Lifetime worth of issues avoided. Problem solved. Lifetime worth of issues avoided. All I need is that quick, But, nigga, who you talking to? Nobody. Nobody, sir. Nobody, sir. Lifetime worth of issues avoided. No jail, no scamming, no child support, no children out of wedlock, good jobs, making sure that I stay stable, going to church, love God, love kids. That's all I needed. Couple of act right slaps, problem avoided, everything is good. But y'all decide that y'all want to do it on your own. We have the highest rate of single parent households ever with no co-parent, and everybody think that they can do it. Now she out here with the ooh-wop shebang click clack trying to get some act right. Because at 13 years old, his hormones is raging, his cock is hard, he don't know how to control himself. Every woman is pissing him off, but at the same time, he want to bust him down. He don't know how to control himself. He don't know. He don't have no guidance. He ain't got no strong parent, no strong men, masculinity in his household. And you telling him, boy, you better shut up. Do it. And you know, women, a lot of these hood rat chicks, they ghetto. I dare you. Do it. And she ready to pull the trigger. She pulled the trigger, and that's all that is. So it's all a combustible situation. It all goes bad. It just all goes bad. You need that stable presence in your life from both parents. You have to have that stable presence in your life from both parents, because everything is going to go negative and it's going to get out of hand. So it's hard for me to judge the situation. But I will say that children need both their parents in their life. That's a fact. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. We're going to head over to Chicago next. Nasheed Waters says, I was in Houston at school at the time New Orleans folks came. It was crazy, by the way. My name is Waters. Oh, Nasheed Waters. Not Waiters, Waters. Shout out to Nasheed. I appreciate. How about I just call you Nasheed? Sheed. That's what we used to do when Rasheed Wallace would be shooting us. Repeat those. Paul, don't lie. Sheed. Equal Opportunity Smoke says this is what happens when no father is at home. Facts. Turtle Island says she trying to perform a late abortion. Shout out to Turtle Island. I don't think it's no censorship in this chat, is it? No censorship here. All right, let's get into the second half of the show. Strap in, buckle up, knuckle up. We about to get into the degenerate part before we start to move over into, because we got to talk about government shutdowns and stuff a little later. But we're going to get into the degenerate aspect of it. And so, you know, there's no better place to find degeneracy except for Oakland and Chicago. And right now, Chicago has been the target of my wrath, the ire, because I'm tired of y'all suffering through. I do this for y'all. Y'all don't even realize it. I do this for you. I do this for you. The reason why it's important, because see, people that come to me and say, Anton, you better stop talking about Chicago. Nigga, you don't own Chicago. I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm talking about the circumstances that these legislators, police officers, and people that are running your community is putting you through. I'm actually on your side. When I hold the people that you voted into office accountable, I'm on your side. You don't even know it. But a couple different issues, we're going to traverse through them. Couple different issues that's happening here. The first issue is that residents are complaining about a long-running problem. Guess what that problem is? Prostitution. Prostitution is something that has been swept under the rug, but it is something that has been going and proliferating in Chicago for a long time. Check it out.
Say they are tired of this drive-through service.
It starts at night. It
It goes well into the morning, early morning. Prostitution on full display in 2 Chicago wards.
And tonight, residents are calling for change. Tia is here with the video and the story behind this. Tia.
Well, we actually got this video in July of this year. Residents were complaining about this, and now we're hearing from community activists on this very issue. It all started with that email. A frustrated resident told me she finally had enough. The video she sent shows prostitutes standing right in front of her home, brake lights from cars lighting up the block like the red light district, left behind for all to see, condoms, and a whole lot more.
Wait, was that 5 in the morning, dude? It's 5 in the morning. Block this drive-through.
And the reason why we blurred that video is because the woman, she has nothing on but a pair of shoes. Not even 24 hours ago, a resident in the community of Garfield Ridge sent us a similar video. It shows prostitution actively taking place in Archer Heights and the Sleepy Hollow area too. This activity spans across the 22nd and the 23rd wards. Residents say it's been happening for months there, specifically.
I think that people that go and pick up prostitutes on the strip, they need to be castrated. I think that probably the nastiest people that I can think of right off the top of my head has to be people that the prostitutes and the people that actually go and pick up streetwalkers. You gotta be down bad, bro, as a human being. And I ain't even talking about like broke or nothing like that, because a lot of different people go and pick up these people. You have to be so down bad to go and pick up a chick that is walking down the street at 3 and 4 in the morning that only have heels on. You got to be the most down bad person that I've ever seen in my entire life. Some of these people be married. Some of these people they be all kind of stuff. Yo, do you know the type of deviant type of person that you have to be to go and get in your car? First, you're going to go get dressed. You're going to wake up, you're going to go get dressed. You're going to either leave out early or get home late from going to go and solicit a streetwalker that has put their mouth on every single thing that you can think of. And most of the time they drugged up, and you know that they're going to give your money to another man that is pimping them out. Often at times, these same individuals are trafficked, meaning that they have been out there, either they're underage or at some point they were snatched up and put out there underage. So they've been doing this for a long time. A lot of times they on drugs. Most of the time they ain't brushed their teeth. They just got done being with a completely different individual and taking the whole thing. And you said it's cool. Hey man, listen, I'm pulling up on this stank breath demon right here, walking up to my car, and I am about to go ahead and put my Johnson that I only get one of in his lifetime. I'm about to put my Johnson in her. You have to be the most down bad person that I've ever heard of in my entire life. These guys risk their jobs. They risk their career. They risk getting put on a sexual offenders list. They risk everything. They risk everything. Everything to go. It be police officers, police captains, politicians, all kind of people, all kind of nasty individual people that do this. You gotta just be the worst of the worst. From a nasty perspective, you are like a 9. The only other person that I can think of from a sexual deviancy perspective that I can put ahead of you is the people that Chris Hansen be catching. To catch a predator, those are the top of the list. You have topped everything. Predators, people that be chasing little kids, underage kids that used to be in the chat rooms and Yahoo chat and AOL chat. Those are the top. But we're not talking about them today. We've had separate live streams on those guys. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Going out there and bruh, don't you know you're going to lose everything? First of all, you're going to lose when you go to the doctor, if you go to the doctor and they're going to give you that positive diagnosis. And right after that, look, I don't know if Kelly is a girl or a boy, but usually they don't. Listen, what is it? They usually don't have a profile picture. They usually type in all caps, and they usually don't know how to spell. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time. It don't matter about what subject you talk about. It don't matter about what it is. They always say the same thing. They don't have an original thought for themselves. None of that. Every time. Every single time.
Along Cicero Avenue between 47th Street and Archer Avenue across a 5-block stretch. This is all in close proximity to Midway Airport. Maybe you've seen it on your way out of town. Residents claim this is a lucrative operation running openly while city officials in Chicago turn a blind eye and pimps sit nearby to collect the profits.
They're picking up young girls from wherever they're getting them.
You always get my attention, Aaliyah. What you talking about? What you talking about? Aaliyah, I ain't listening to what Aaliyah say, because every time I say something to Aaliyah, you know what Aaliyah say? Anton, you can't say nothing to me. My man is listening in the background. Anton. That's what Aaliyah do to me. Anton. You know what I'm saying, Bobby Sherry? You know what I'm saying, Bobby Sherry? See, the Summers want to play both sides. She want to be on that side, and you want to be on this side. Anton don't never say nothing to me. Him downstairs. Him downstairs. You know what I'm saying? Him downstairs.
They're prostituting them on the streets. And this looks like a traffic highway between 11:30 to 5:30 in the morning. You can't even get in the alley to park your cars. So we're asking for the politicians, when you want our vote, like you said, you're out here and you're pacing the streets. Can you please be out here pacing the streets now? I understand that we don't have a lot of police, but I do understand we could get a couple police officers here to help us.
Now, we did get two statements from both alders. The first one from the 22nd Ward, Alderman Michael Rodriguez says, we have taken decisive action. Working alongside the Chicago Police Department, we have prioritized increased enforcement in the area, making this issue the #1 public safety focus for the local police district. In addition, we have brought in the county sheriff's office to provide additional resources and support on the ground. Alderwoman Silvana Tabarez of the 23rd Ward says, and she acknowledged this in her statement, that prostitution is a major issue along the Cicero corridor, saying additionally, we have coordinated with local civic organizations and city agencies to increase lighting, install additional cameras, and hold businesses accountable who allow solicitation on their premises. While others elected officials have attempted to overlook the issue, even pushing for legalized prostitution, this activity is not tolerated in the 23rd.
I can't even necessarily blame the police officers over in Chicago for this particular issue, because the police officers in Chicago are being asked to cut $90 million from their budget. They're down thousands and thousands and thousands of police officers, but they are asking for the police to cut $90 million from their budget. Ain't that crazy? I'm telling you, bro. Worst ran city on its way to bankruptcy, and they still talking that black nonsense. But that's not the only thing that's happening in Chicago. The police is not completely absolved from what they doing. They out here running guns.
The indictment named Chicago police officer Kevin Rodriguez and an accomplice, Diego Valdez, charging the duo for conspiring to unlawfully purchase firearms that were ultimately smuggled into Mexico. A 9-page federal indictment unsealed Tuesday in federal court accuses Kevin Rodriguez of using his position as a Chicago police officer to purchase an AR-15 style assault rifle in Dyer, Indiana, and a handgun in Monee. Prosecutors allege Rodriguez lied on federal paperwork, saying he was the actual buyer of the firearms, all in an effort to purchase guns which are not available to ordinary citizens under Illinois law. Instead, prosecutors say Rodriguez purchased them for Diego Valdez, an accomplice who allegedly identified the weapons he wanted and then paid Rodriguez to purchase them.
There's a reason why these guns are limited in circulation or for sale. There's a reason why a Chicago police officer can use his status only for appropriate purposes. He's abusing that here.
The indictment states Valdez sent thousands of dollars in Zelle transfers to Rodriguez in return for purchasing the guns on Valdez's behalf. 2 months after the transactions, Valdez is accused of smuggling the guns into Mexico. Meanwhile, a search of Rodriguez's record as a Chicago cop shows he's been the subject of at least 9 misconduct complaints since joining the force in 2019, according to the Office of the Inspector General. One of those complaints stemming from improper pursuit of a suspect in 2022, resulting in a 4-day suspension.
We're seeing, again, if true, a conduct that's more serious than anything I'm sure he's been accused of before.
In response to his indictment, Chicago police say Rodriguez was immediately placed on no pay status, but that his police powers were suspended on July 3rd. The statement from CPD also reads, "The Chicago Police Department has no tolerance for criminal actions by any of our members. The alleged actions of this one police officer do not represent the life-saving work being done by our department." Both Rodriguez and Valdez pleaded not guilty and were released. We reached out to attorneys for both men. Attorneys for Rodriguez did not get back to us, while Valdez's representation declined to comment.
I think that police officers that do stuff like this because they make all other police officers look bad. Y'all keep wondering and saying stuff like, well, who bringing the guns in? Who bringing the guns in, dog? The police officers like this guy who just so happens to be a Mexican that they won't even show his face, and he's out here basically running guns and not doing what he's supposed to do. Not doing what he's supposed to do, and he's using his privilege as a police officer to buy guns and then traffic them over to Mexico for profit. I think it's a lot of these type of guys that exist, and it needs to be rooted out and called out, and I think that they need to be placed under the jail. You know, the one thing that I couldn't understand when I had reviewed this whole situation is how are they still walking around in the streets? How did he get out? How did he get bail? Why does he have bail when they literally have connections to Mexico on buying guns? How is he and the person that was buying the specialized guns from him? Because this ain't the first time he did it. This is the first time that he got caught. How does he get out of jail in Chicago? Honestly, I think these people are the scourge of the earth. They need to be thrown under the jail. And it's nothing like the reason why some of y'all, let me give y'all some insight. You know, Uncle Anton, Slimmy says he ain't Unc. I take it. I like being Unc. Unc is a fun title to take on. The reason why a lot of y'all can't get to where y'all want to be in life is because you haven't prayed for or developed a character that would allow for you to be able to be successful in your next journey in life. Especially if you are a saint, because that's why it says that God is not going to give you anything more than you can handle. That's not just about persecution. That's with regard to success. That's the part that your preacher wouldn't tell you. That's not just with persecution, that's also with success. You think that the scripture that says that God is not going to give you anything more than you can handle is only applicable when it comes to you going through things. Oh, I'm suffering, but he ain't gonna give me more than I can handle. No, 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 no. That's applicable on the flip side when it comes to success. A lot of people don't know that. Some of y'all keep asking God, or you keep trying to figure out, hey, how come I'm not going to the next level? Why does it seem like everybody passing me up? They not even saints over there, and they allow and they being successful. It must just be, I don't know, God, I'm mad at you. No, you need to be mad at you, because the minute that you decided to give your life over to God, that means that you were playing by a different set of rules. And the reason why I'm having this conversation with you is because that's applicable in all forms of leadership, whether you are a police officer who has the ability to determine whether or not somebody should be prosecuted, arrested, or you are supposed to be a public servant for the community, or you decide to go into politics and you managing some budget, or you the leader of your household and you decided that you wanted to have children with a woman. It comes with a different set of rules and a different criteria. You don't play by the same rules as everybody else. When I hear guys a lot of times say stuff like, well, man, she ain't get to do it, she don't do it. Well, you not her. You got a different set of rules that you plan by the minute that you decided that you either wanted to get married, you wanted her to be under your covering, you decided that you wanted to have children, so on and so forth. Now, that does not mean that women also don't take advantage of the men that are doing this, the men that are responsible for them, and they play like they stupid and they know exactly what they're doing, and that's why they advocate against updating the family court laws. However, you are playing by a different set of rules. So when you then become a child of God and you decide that you want to give your life over to Christ, what happens is he is not going to give you anything that's more than you can handle. And that's why it says, be faithful over little and then I'll make you rule over much. You have to prove yourself worthy and have that character development before he just give you a bunch of stuff that then allows for you to crash out. That way you can't come back and blame him. Oh man, I prayed for it, I got it in it. No, that's not how it works. Demons and devils get it without any kind of criteria, without any kind of structure behind it, without the rules. They just go out there, and that's why they be looking weird. That's why they can go out there and do anything, and it's like, man, they always winning, they always successful. No, they just got it, and they sold their soul as a result of it, and that's why they start to look weird throughout the process. That's why they don't get any fulfillment throughout their process. That's why they can't grow. That's why they always are empty inside despite how much money they get. When you worship these celebrities and you worship these people and you say, but he got $1 billion, it don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't give him any more satisfaction. It doesn't help them. It doesn't improve his lifestyle. It don't matter how many women he sleep with. There's going to be an empty feeling inside because the true comforter has to come from God. It has to come from Jesus. That's just the facts. And so to get it without the parameters is going to be unfulfilling, but then at the same time, it's going to allow for you to crash out. And that's why you see people that get all of this stuff and it just seems like they never happy or they never able to get there, or they always railing against the system. It's because they don't have a true purpose or a true devotion or some true structure, and they don't have the things that allow for them to develop the character that allows for them to also be able to enjoy it. It becomes the money. The chase itself is the God. It's not a tool, it's the God. That's why you see people that get in positions of power and they scramble it, or they mess it up, or they use it for nefarious purposes. But when you get the character, then that's when you get you get the Mr. Miyagi. Why do you keep teaching me how to wash your cars and scrub the fence and paint the fence and all of this stuff and wax the deck? No, he's teaching you life lessons that will carry with you as you get older and as you grow in whatever it is that you do. You'll always have a level of humility. You'll never lose sight of what the purpose is. You'll never abandon God as a result of it because you're doing the character development while at the same time growing in what you got going on. Never rush the process. Never try to be too grown too fast, and never think that you're missing out on something. You exactly where you're supposed to be at the time that you're supposed to be there. Never complaining. Been plenty of people that didn't got it before me. They took off. It seemed like they was winning. You start getting the Instagram envy. Hey man, what's going on over there? trying to keep up with the Joneses. No, that's not my race. I'm getting it exactly how I'm supposed to get it when I got it. There's plenty of people that got it and they fell off and they nowhere to be found. And while we continue to maintain and continue to grow despite all of the opposition that comes along with it, is because I was prepared for this and I didn't get it until it was time to happen. So along with your prayers for all of these things that you say that you want the new big body Benz, you want a Lamborghini, McLaren, and all of this other nonsense. You want all of the hoes, you want the money, you want the cars, you want the fame, you want the fortune, you want all that, blah, blah, blah. Pray for humility, pray for growth, pray for a stronger relationship with God, pray for character, and pray for wisdom and understanding. And everything you do, get understanding. Otherwise, when you get in a position of power, it's going to ruin your life. And you'll never be able to come back for it. That's one of the benefits of being Unc. Is that I can impart these lessons to you so that hopefully you don't have to go through it in order to get the things that you're supposed to have. You can get the verbal lashing online with this little conversation that we having, and it don't have to actually be happening in real life. Mike Nice says, I just want to be content. Don't pray that. Stop praying that. Stop praying to be content. Stop. Don't do that. It's a bad prayer. Stop praying to be content. Pray to be useful. Pray to be purposeful. Pray that you do God's will and that you meet the expectations that he has for your life and that you actually utilize your potential. Stop trying to be content and comfortable. I just want to be content. I just want to be. That's not the purpose of life. That's not your purpose. Stop praying for contentment. Stop praying for that. It's a bad prayer. Don't pray that. I'm telling you right now, it's a bad prayer. Context matters, Jay. Context matters. To be content from the perspective, it's almost like pride, right? There's two different definitions of pride. There's multiple different definitions of being content. To be content from the lens in which it's okay is to be happy in the state that you're in so that no matter what happens, you're always going to be in a good space. But to be content in the space that I'm talking about is to be okay, but never truly pushing to meet the expectations and to utilize the talents. Read the stories about the talents. Context matters. Context matters. Stop praying to be content and pray to be useful. Shania says, pray for what you want. Don't listen to others. It's between you and God. That's not true. That's not true. He said he'll give you pastors and preachers after his own heart. It's not, listen, stop listening and making moves based off of your own understanding. You know not what you even speak of. You should be able to take a lesson and get insight from anybody that adds value into your life. So you'll listen to me when it comes to entertainment and having conversations about what everybody is doing wrong, but you don't want to have no conversation and listen when it comes to things that can actually improve your life. Well, I tell you what, you do it your way. This is why we don't need women in the pulpit, since y'all want to go there. That's something that women say, rebelliousness. That's what's called rebellious, a rebellious spirit. This is why you don't need women in the pulpit. This is why your purpose was to be a helpmeet. This is why I don't listen to women when it comes to telling me how it is that I'm supposed to be meeting the expectations of God. It's God, me, you, child. Job's wife told him, hey, just curse God and die. You suffered enough. His wife told him that. You gonna listen to her or you gonna listen to me? She watching me, but she telling you what not to do. You gonna listen to her or you gonna listen to me? Pick one. Do your thing. Do your thing. It's up to you. Salvation is individual. You gonna listen to her or you gonna listen to me? I don't hearken to the voice of a woman. That's why Adam was punished. Adam was punished. The very first lesson in the word of God is stop hearkening to the voice of a woman. They're there as a helpmeet, but you got to give them the vision. You got to give them a sense of purpose. She don't even know what she's supposed to be doing until you give her purpose. She's aimless without you. Why are you listening to a woman? Why y'all making me do this? Why I got to do this? Why I gotta do this? Why we gotta go into this type of conversation? I was having a good time just trying to motivate you, and you had to throw your 2 cents in there. And don't worry, I love it. I love it when people push back. That's why we got the chat, and I don't censor anybody. But let's be very, very clear. You gonna have to be a man and stop looking for the affirmation of a woman when it comes to you taking care of business and doing what you're supposed to do. If it was left up to her, you would be dead, broken, homeless, trying to be up under her, spending time trying to make sure that you are emotionally intelligent for her. You a man. You a man. Remember that. I don't listen to women. I don't listen to women. That's why they say I hate them. No, I don't hate you. I just don't listen to you. I consider you, but I don't listen to you when it comes to what I'm supposed to do that come directly from God. Listen, I figured it out. I've always asked that question. I said, why do they always say, Anton, oh my God, you hate women, you hate black women? No, I don't. I love you enough to hold you accountable for the bad decisions that you keep on making and the bad advice that you keep on giving and the out of purpose you keep on being in. I don't hate you. I just know you out of pocket. You out of order. You can't tell me what to do. Fuck I listen to a woman for? You're to be given directions, not to be giving me instructions. Did you see my mama just called me? My mama asked. My mom, hey Anton, could you make sure you take care of this for Anton? Can I? Anton, can I? Anton, is it best for me to? I don't listen to my own mother. My mother take the directions from me. What makes you think I'm gonna listen to a woman? My mother calls me for confirmation of whether or not she's doing the right thing. She knows leadership when she sees it. Yes, mother, it's fine for you to do that. I'll take care of it later. You're welcome, boo. I love you. Mwah. Sit there and listen to no woman? What's wrong with you? And because I love you, you then become the beneficiary of my greatness. Y'all not even used to seeing a strong masculine man in a household. That's why y'all out of pocket. Oh, okay, here we go. I guess we're going to do this today. Yolanda says, just because you have money, somebody asks you for money, don't make you the Lord. Well, she didn't ask me for money. She asked me for direction, and she asked me to be able to take care of some business. And if she could do something, that has nothing to do with money. Now we bringing money into it. Now we bringing money into it. Are we going here? Do we have to do this? Because I was about to head over to the next part of the show. I was about to talk about government shutdown possibly happening on October 1st. I need some help. Who I need? What? Tell me what help I need. I tell you what, Yolanda, instead of me just going off of on a tangent, how about this? You're watching, and I respect the fact that you got a difference of opinion. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes to be able to come on and help me to understand exactly what it is that I need help with. Is that okay? How about that? Let's have a conversation, not an argument, not a debate. Let's have a conversation. This is only for Yolanda because I respect you and you got a profile picture, and I would love to know exactly what your thoughts are. You don't have to be on the phone. Step on out for a minute. I'll give you 3 minutes. I'll give you 2.5 minutes. Step on. Say you're going to go to the bathroom. Come on up and then tell me what exactly it is that I'm missing on this. I would love for you to give me some insight. All right. I don't see Yolanda here. All right, then. Yolanda, I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you. I guess you didn't want to help me. So the minute that you decide that you want to help me, just go ahead and hit me up and I'll be here. That was from Payroll Giovanni from his latest album called If Not Me, Then Who? Super dope artist from Detroit. I love Payroll. Several different albums of his is so motivational. He talked that real talk. Shout out to Payroll. We love you over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. And congratulations on getting married, big dog. I heard you recently got married. Shout out to Payroll. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. I want to jump into the next thing. This is talking about layoffs. All right, so apparently we got another government shutdown looming. And Trump is warning people. He's warning Democrats specifically, and he's telling them, he said, listen, this time it's not going to be a furlough. It's not going to be a furlough this time. It's going to be layoffs. Let's get into it.
The White House is directing federal agencies to draft mass layoff plans if there is a shutdown. An Office of Management and Budget memo tells agencies to consider reductions in force notices, or they're called a reduction in force notice, for programs whose funding would lapse next week and that are, quote, not consistent with the president's priorities. CBS News congressional reporter Torian Small joins us now from Capitol Hill. Torian, good morning. What else did we learn from this memo? And is this how shutdowns are typically handled?
Well, Errol, I'll start with what else this memo tells us. This reduction in force notices would be in addition to furloughs, which is typical during a government shutdown. Staff deemed non-essential would essentially be either forced to stay home or work without pay. So this would mean that there's even more cuts to personnel or deeper impacts to personnel than we typically see. What this could mean moving forward, though, is that other pretty much essential services like TSA agents could be impacted by this, meaning that there will be longer wait lines at airports for people trying to travel. And this comes at a pretty crucial timing. I mean, this would be the end of the month. This could bleed into November. Holiday time is coming up there. What we saw happen with the longest government shutdown under President Trump's first term was that happened between December of 2018 and January of 2019, well over 34 days. So if that happens, this could be a major hiccup, to say the least, to people's holiday travels.
And how are Democratic leaders responding to this? Because the administration is also hiring back hundreds of government employees cut under DOGE.
Right. So Democrats are saying that they're not going to be swayed by what they see as an intimidation attempt. We saw not just majority or minority leader Schumer come out and say that, he's not going to sway his membership to cave to this demand. Like we see on the screen there, he's calling it an intimidation. We also saw Hakeem Jeffries take a pretty direct shot at the OMB director, Russ Vought, in a post on X saying, quote, listen, Russ, you are a malignant political hack.
Let me tell you, first of all, I absolutely despise Hakeem Jeffries. I think that Hakeem Jeffries is the biggest shill and fake politician that I've ever seen. Hakeem Jeffries is faker than any of them that's on the left. Faker than Jasmine Crockett, faker than AOC, faker than all of them, right? Hakeem Jeffries, because think about this for a second. Look at this tweet. Listen, Russ, you are a malignant political hack. We will not be intimidated by your threat to engage in mass firings. Get lost. Who types that, looks at it, double checks the spelling and say, yep, that sounds good, and send it? Nobody types like that. Nobody types like that. You telling me that you couldn't pick up the phone and call him? You couldn't pick up the phone and call him and tell him your thoughts, but that's what you wanted the general public to see. Bro, these politicians and these older people are worse than the young people when it comes to posting what it is that they supposedly thinking online. This sounds so whack. When I hear Hakeem Jeffries talk, it just makes my blood boil. Honestly, bro. Hakeem Jeffries is the fakest Democrat ever. Fakest Democrat that I've ever. He sound fake. And I'm not talking about fake like, oh, you fake, bro. You tried to play me, man. I ain't talking about that type of fake. I'm talking about like cosplaying like he's mad. Remember when he was doing that whole thing? I'm going to speak for 24 hours straight because I stand with the people. And I was like, who is this fake wannabe Obama looking type of dude? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to explain it. Let me see if I can find a Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to just pull up the first Hakeem Jeffries thing that I can find talking about a government shutdown, and I'm going to see if he's, like, angry.
What between now and then?
We're recently going to have when for hours wind.
The and Senate Republicans are running scared because they don't want the American people to be faced with the reality of what they have done in the context of a White House meeting, because Republicans have done such damage to everyday Americans.
By refusing to even sit down with Democrats, Donald Trump is causing the shutdown. This is a Trump shutdown, and he's barreling right towards it right now.
So with no meeting on the books, it's really unclear what the path forward is here. You know, Republican leaders continue to insist, look, let's just do a clean continuing resolution, keep things status quo, extend funding for the government for the next 7 weeks. That's what the speaker has argued. That's what Leader Thune has argued. In fact, Leader Thune may bring that bill up again, even though it failed last week. But Democrats are saying, look, we really need some of these health care issues to be addressed, rolling back some of those Medicaid cuts in the big, beautiful bill, dealing with this issue of the Affordable Care Act and extending those subsidies before they run out at the end of the year. So, again, both sides continue to be at loggerheads, so we'll have to see how this plays out, Major, over the next couple of days.
Hold on, I got you.
Have decided that they don't want to fund the government in a bipartisan way and are determined to continue to gut the health care of the American people. Policies and their decision to continue to gut the health care of the American people. We find that unacceptable. Cancel the cuts, lower the costs, save healthcare.
But just to follow up, there's no new policy in this CR. It's just an extension of spending.
Here's what's interesting.
So if you see all Republicans supporting
Republicans are lying about the notion that this continuing resolution is a clean bill. It's not a clean bill, it's a dirty one. There was a bipartisan agreement.
It just seems, he don't seem like an authentic person. Honestly. He does not seem like an authentic person. He seems fake to me. Just don't even seem real.
That was reached in December.
His anger is not even like real anger. It just seemed like fake anger. It's like fake rage.
Democrats and Republicans signed into law by President Joe Biden. Any extension of funding connected to that December bill would be a bipartisan extension. That would be a reflection of spending levels achieved under the previous administration. In March, House Democrats strongly opposed and rejected the partisan spending bill that moved out of the House and went over to the Senate and was ultimately signed into law. Because, in our view, it represented an attack on veterans, an attack on women, infants, and children, an attack on child care, an attack on housing, and an attack on health care.
Let me go over to CNBC to look at it from a business perspective. And then we're going to go into that. I'll give you my thoughts.
Federal workers could be at risk of more than furlough.
And let me just say this. This is my complaint day. I'm going to get all of my complaints out. I don't know this white man's name. Somebody tell me in the chat, because there's a lot of y'all in here. It's 3,000 people plus in here. Somebody in the chat tell me what this white man's name is on CNBC. I've been watching him for years. I've been watching this man for years. He seemed like he comes... What's this guy's name? Somebody in the chat tell me his name. Does anybody know his name? I don't even remember his name. All right, if y'all don't know his name, I don't remember it either. He's been on CNBC for years, and he's lazy. He reads the teleprompter lazy. Is his name Joe Kernan? That's his name, Joe Kernan? He reads he sit like this. He talks lazy. He reads the teleprompter lazy. He don't do what he's supposed to do. He just, Joe Kernan, that's his name, Joe Kernan. He's so lazy, and he just seemed like he be loathing going to work every day.
Furloughs if the government shuts down in a few days. Emily Wilkins joins us now with the latest from D.C. and the, well, we'll talk at the end, Emily, but the as expected rhetoric. If you need 60 votes in the Senate, right? Is that what you need?
So lazy, such a lazy TV person. Get up and do your job. Put some energy into this thing.
You need 60 votes in the Senate, Joe, and you got to map the math. There are only 53 Republicans. Some of them have to be Democrats. And look, at this,
how are you going to say? How are they going to say? So okay, so you get all the Republicans. If the government shuts down because you don't get to 60, with a straight face, how do Democrats say the Republicans are shutting down the government?
Well, if you're a Democrat, and we've listened to Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, and what they've kind of said is, look, what we want is for some health care provision to be in there.
I know.
They haven't been super specific on exactly what it needs to be, but they're hoping, they want to get that in there. And they do point out that there are these tax credits for the Affordable Care Act that are expiring. That does seem something that does have Republican support. And look, I mean, this is part of what we're seeing with this news last night. This Trump administration going ahead, escalating the stakes of a federal shutdown, putting pressure on Democrats, saying that they're going to implement a large-scale federal layoff if Democrats don't vote with Republicans to keep the government open. Now, the Office of Management and Budget, they're the one who sent out this memo, and they told agencies that they should consider firing employees who would have otherwise merely been temporarily furloughed in a shutdown. Now, the last time there was a full government shutdown in 2013, about 850,000 employees were furloughed. That's according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. The guidance from OMB that CNBC got says the layoffs should not apply to agencies and programs that were funded in the Trump mega bill. So think things like border security, the military, or those who have programs in line with the president's priorities. But the memo also makes clear that no mass layoffs are going to take place as long as Democrats vote to keep the government open. The agency actually ended their memo saying that they remain hopeful that Democrats in Congress will not trigger a shutdown and the steps outlined above will not be necessary. But at this point, the pressure campaign doesn't seem to be working. Top Senate Republican Chuck Schumer, he remains unswayed. In a statement, he called the move an attempt at intimidation, and he said that these unnecessary firings will either be overturned in the court or the administration will end up hiring the workers back. And Joe, as we were just discussing, again, you need at least 7 Democrats. You might even need a few more, depending on what the votes we saw last time. They're out of Congress right now. They're off of Capitol Hill. They're coming back on Monday.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. How do we have a looming government shutdown, but then they are off of Capitol Hill? Shouldn't they be working remote? Do you have to have them on Capitol Hill in order for you to? Man, the government is so old and archaic. We need some we need some straight up new changes. We need so many new changes in the government. Oh no, they're on vacation, so they won't even be back till Monday. And if things aren't done, then they may have to do an extension. If not, the government is going to shut down and people are going to be laid off and all of this. Really? 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 Every single time, this time of year, we deal with the same thing over and over again. Always a looming shutdown every single time. Yo, we need some changes, bro. Honestly, bro. We really do need some changes.
That's when we expect to see the next vote. And this is kind of the back and forth that we're seeing right now. Democrats pushing healthcare and Republicans pushing back.
We all have government shutdown fatigue in the
we do.
brinkmanship that both sides play. A couple of years ago, when the Republicans were out of power and the Democrats were going to do it, they're saying if it shuts down, and you know the Freedom Caucus, they're saying
I don't get to miss on my job. I don't get to miss on my job. Every single day, I am here. For years, I've never missed. Because you know what happens if I miss? I get held accountable for it. I don't get to miss. Every single live stream, it don't matter who gets sick, it don't matter what happens. I've done live streams with no voice whatsoever. Had tissue right there, coughing in my tissue. After hours, every single after hours, we on grind, we on hustle, we got to get it, we got to hit deadlines. You know, let me tell you what happens if I'm not doing my job the way that I'm not supposed to do my job. My employees don't get raises. People are not able to feed their family. Homes don't get built. Contractors don't get paid. People don't get Christmas gifts for their parents. You remember those times, Jesse? I have to make sure that my flights coincide around the times that I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to do, because this is what I have committed to do. This is my job. I don't get to make adjustments. And if something happens, I make sure that I make it up to the people. I stream on Saturday, right? I got to do what I got to do. We don't get to take that. Y'all the same way. It ain't just me. It's not just me. Every last one of y'all, most of y'all, that's not, if you're not a stay-at-home mother, most of you got to take care of business. You don't get to have that level of, you know, just chilling. You don't get to chill like that. We got to go and grind. Most of y'all are listening to me in the daycares. You listen to me at your job. You listen to take. How come the people that we are paying with our tax dollars can't never get the government right? I don't understand. What do you mean looming shutdown? Looming shutdown every year. So you ain't solved for this not one time of the year? Not one time of the year. Every single year, it's always a looming shutdown. Every time. We just got to get it out the mud. And let me tell you what the worst part about government is. All right? Not the worst, but the most insulting thing that they say. We got to go and take care of business. We got to work. Bro, if we don't pay our taxes to pay them, boy, we going to get hit with interest, penalties. They going to be calling our phone. They don't never take a pay cut. I've never seen a Congress member ever take a pay cut. It's old. It's just old. It's an old narrative. It's old, bro. Honestly, it's old. It's like, come on, man. Do your job. Do your job.
We want these kind of cuts, and we're not going to do.
You know, it's his fault. It's his fault. And it's his fault. Man, get it done. Do your job. You don't get to go on vacation until after you do your job. And we got to fund their flights back and forth to Capitol Hill so they can go and be with their families and kick their feet up while we trying to figure out what it is that we going to do and take care of business on a regular basis. Do your job.
Do it until. And they say, so it's not really us. We want cuts, and if you don't do it...
This time feels a little different.
Yeah, but how...
This time
it's a
feels
Schumer
different.
shutdown because they're the minority party. They can't dictate what goes into it.
I'm not arguing with you. What I'm saying is this time feels different because instead of compromise, I think they might actually go ahead with this. And the Democrats have been the ones who have been so unhappy about the number of layoffs in the federal government.
You can't say, do what we want.
Right.
As a minority party, or else it's your fault the government shuts down.
My guess is this is, look, it looks like a big game of chicken at this point. Emily, I don't know what you think, but I would be surprised to see the Democrats go ahead with it with this new threat that's out there.
Do it.
Because you can say the courts will overturn it, that this will happen, but this has been one of their keys that they've been arguing with the Trump administration since January over is the idea that these government workers are necessary, that these government functions are necessary, and you can't do it without them. If they do go ahead with this,
Becky,
and those workers are furloughed, and there's a number of months or even longer before they're brought back, that undermines a huge point that the Democrats have been trying to make all along with this.
Absolutely, Becky. And you remember back in March, this is part of the reason that Schumer gave for voting to continue that government funding when we were looking at the shutdown just a few months ago. And so now to have this come up, but Schumer now seems to believe, at least based on what he said in the last 12 hours, that he's trying to call their bluff, trying to say, hey, you guys have tried to fire.
It don't even matter about their paycheck. First of all, they're going to get their paychecks no matter what, okay? That's the problem, is that they get paid for no service. They're going to get their paychecks no matter what. The other part of this that's very insulting and is disrespectful is they be rich. They be rich. I don't even think they care about their paycheck. I honestly think they don't care. I don't think that the salary for Congress matters. I don't think they care. They be so filthy rich. They be married into riches. They be insider trading and all kind of nonsense, man. Ugh. Can't stand these funky idiots. They can't never get things right. Aggravate me, piss me off. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I want to get into something a little bit more fun. All right. I want to do something a little bit more fun this time. Instead of just going based off of some other stuff, let's talk about something that's fun. But let me read these super chats. Jesse V says, if pronounced names wrong, AD don't want to be right. Facts. Equal Opportunity Smoke says, I don't know who is worse, the buyers or the sellers. Magnetar says, I just want to thank everyone for not falling for the rapture scams. Matthew 24. Yeah, I've been seeing that. Everybody's saying, oh man, the rapture is going to come on the 23rd, 24th. I was trying to figure out where y'all get that from. People that spread false information about spiritual things need to be held accountable somehow. I don't know how you hold them accountable. Y'all be falling for these people that know more than Jesus. The word says no man knows when the end is going to come. No man that's walking on the face of this earth knows when the end is near. Not one person knows when their end is near. Y'all was really falling for that scam online? The rapture is coming. 23rd, 24th. That's because y'all don't read y'all word. That's because y'all not immersed in y'all scripture, so y'all don't know no better. Y'all just believe in anybody and anybody that say anything. No, they didn't. You lying, Abe. You're lying. People did not sell their property. Why would they sell their property? So what would you sell it for? If it's the rapture, then what you selling your property for? Whatever's going to happen. Oh my God. No, they didn't. You're lying. You got to be lying. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Get out of here. What? What? No way. People actually sold their property because they thought the rapture was coming? Oh my God. I'm so glad that I wasn't paying attention to that. I kind of seen it and I was like, you know, idiots. I didn't know it was a thing. Get out of here, bro. Folks gave up their cars and life savings. Hey, send that to me. If y'all find it, email it to me. We got to do a review video on that. I'm going to do a live stream on that. Send it to me. I don't believe you. Send it to me. Email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. I need to see that. Do the Right Thing says open prostitution been going on over there for the last 7 years straight, if not longer. I seen the law out there too, so I know it was way before. Yeah, I seen that too. I seen the police cars over there getting some sucky. Izzy, what up, Izzy? Izzy says a lot of them pros be from foster care system. Yeah, I heard that too. I seen some documentaries on that. Raheem says passport bros in DR, Colombia, and Thailand in front of the congregation. Please, women in Jamaica, come up too. I'm about to talk about that. How did y'all know I'm about to talk about that, Reem? I didn't even mention that. I mentioned nothing about women that's going overseas, but we going to talk about it. Rock, that's the next segment. Rock Factor says, bro, you handled yourself very well after the pull up on that podcast the other night. I would have left 5 minutes in all that over talking. LOL. Well, here's the thing though, Rod. Here's the thing. I've been doing this for a long time. Again, I keep telling people I am a veteran. I am a chess player. I don't play the same game that everybody else plays. A lot of people don't even know what podcast you're talking about either. Shout out to Rod Factor. I appreciate you. I see y'all be paying attention out here in these streets. Izzy says the most underpaid is teachers and cops. Facts. 80, check your DMs. I'm scared. All right, Lex, I got you. I'm going to check my DMs after the show. I got you, baby girl. James Golston says comparisons are the spoilers of joy for the collection plate, brother. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. Eric Wealth Harris says men are created to be lords, not the Lord, but rulers of their families. Facts. I agree. Kiwi B. I kind of like that name. Anton, you had me screaming. Don't tell me that. Hold on. Me and Aaliyah got a listen, let me tell you something about Aaliyah. Y'all want to know what's wrong with Aaliyah? Before I move over into the next segment of this show. Y'all want to know what's wrong with Aaliyah? I'm going to tell you what's wrong with Aaliyah. The number one thing that is what's wrong with Aaliyah is that she's from New York. New York women are different. New York women are different. That is what's wrong with her. She would be perfect. She would be perfect if she wasn't from New York. But the culture in New York has told women something crazy. And now they just wild. They wild. New York women they bipolar. They be having that New York attitude, all of that other stuff. They wild. They are absolutely wild. That's what's wrong with Aaliyah. Everything else would be right about her if she wasn't from New York. Everything. See, look, that's the best thing about me. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. New York women are probably the toughest to wrangle and get in order ever. they got that lingo, and then the lingo, and yeah, we're gonna get her together. We gonna get her together, y'all. I promise you, I'm gonna get Aaliyah together, and we gonna make it work. Kiwi says this is my favorite morning show. You my favorite Kiwi. You know what I'm saying? Milton Burns says, what up, though? Mecca says that Payroll Giovanni album is fun. It is, ain't it? It is. We got it right now. Detroit got this. We've been having this for a long time. We have been on a run. Nichelle says, add government to our running fatigue. Oh, man. You ain't lying, Nichelle. Whiskey Pierre says, Anton, sir, shalom, great show, shut down fatigue. Facts. Deidre, what up, Deidre? Says Elon told that his father, Errol, emailed him on Father's Day 2022 saying he had 2 children with his former stepdaughter. All right, send that to me. We're going to talk about that on After Hours. Add it to the list. Jay Thomas says, Anton, did you see Hillary Clinton interview? She said it's Christian men that's messing up America. Send it. Send it. Listen, don't just tell me about this stuff. Send it. Send it. I like that. I like that. Minnie Girl says, with that said, do you think with all the world events that the rapture or Christ's return is near? It seems likely Tonys are weird. I don't think about it, honestly. I don't think that nobody knows at all. You know why? Because the rapture for the woman that got killed at the Meyer gas station doing an exchange with her soon-to-be ex-husband, her rapture was right then and there when he beat the hell out of her. I did a review video on it yesterday in Shelby Township, Michigan. Her rapture was, listen, my focus personally is to live every day like it's my last. I enjoy life. I leave it all on the flow. I have a good time. I enjoy everybody that's around me. I don't take life for granted, so I don't worry about that. I do the best that I can. I make sure that I pray and repent. I ask God for grace and growth, and then I keep it moving. So the end of a lot of people's world was yesterday. I try to leave the earth in a better space had I not been here, and I keep it moving. So I don't worry about none of that. Nobody knows. I just keep living, and if I'm so worried about the end, I can't live in the present. They call me Mr. Bibbs, says 2 hours and 10 minutes, Tuesdays, after hours. Look at it. Peace from Detroit. Shout out to They Call Me Mr. Bibbs. All right. Anyway, let's continue on with the show. So I did want to end this show today with something a little bit more entertaining. And I know that the Passport Bros get a lot of They get a lot of I also want to give myself a round of applause. I'm not going to hit the button, but I want to give myself a round of applause for controlling. I think I need some credit, y'all. I think I need credit. Anton, what do you want to give yourself credit for? What do you want credit from the chat? Because I've been controlling my curse words. Let me give myself a round of applause. I have been vigilant. I have been careful. I have changed my rhetoric and my dialogue. I have made this a family-friendly show Monday through Thursday. Now, Friday and Saturday, I can't guarantee anything. But Monday through Thursday, I have been very, 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 very vigilant in making sure that the daycares, the truck drivers, the teachers' lounges, the churches, everybody can view the show. That you can ride and drop your kid off to daycare and school and you won't have to make no changes. So I want to make sure I give myself a round of applause again.